this is Gamer Boy talking here, and welcome back to Classix Review. Now that Gears of War the Ultimate Edition is closing in on us, I felt it necessary to go back and take a look at the game that started it all. A game so unique barely any other game was able to mimic its style of gameplay. I am of course talking about the original Gears of War. Let me begin by saying the first time I even heard of Gears of War, I thought it was another first person shooter. I saw no game footage and only heard of the game through word of mouth, since at the time I was only 17, still in school, and still had my PlayStation 2. And the reason I'm talking about this game now is to ask, does it still hold up nearly a decade later? Short answer, absolutely. So to celebrate the release of the Ultimate Edition, let's take a look at the original Gears of War. The game is set on a planet called Serra in the midst of a waging war between the Coalition of Ordered Governments, or the COG, and the Locust Horde, a race of humanoid alien creatures. The plot is centred around a team of COG soldiers known as Gears, whose main objective is to secure a device known as a resonator, which will expose the Locust's main lair and then drop a bomb known as the Lightmass bomb that will destroy all of the Locust forces. At the beginning of the game, you play as Marcus Phoenix, who has been imprisoned for 4 years for abandoning his post. He is reinstated for the sake of leading his team to destroy the Locust.
Welcome back to the army, soldier. Shit.
When all this takes place, you see Phoenix's rivalry with his superior, Victor Hoffman, who still holds a grudge against Phoenix for what he did prior to the game's story.
You, traitor like you, doesn't deserve to wear the uniform.
Looks to me like you need all the help you can get.
Step aside.
I won't spoil much of it, but that is pretty much the premise of the plot of the game. On to the gameplay. The game is a third-person shooter with an over-the-shoulder perspective, similar to that of Resident Evil 4. Your weapons can be chosen in one of 4 weapon slots. One slot is reserved for grenades only, another is reserved for pistols, while the remaining 2 are used for either a rifle, shotgun, or any mid to long range weapon. There are plenty of weapons to use as you progress through the game, but the main 2 that you will see players use more than anything are the Lancer Assault Rifle and the Gnasher Shotgun. The Gnasher Shotgun is the favourite amongst a majority of Gears of War players, and for good reason. It's damn powerful. The Lancer Assault Rifle is also popular amongst Gears players. One of the main unique points of this gun is that it has a chainsaw bayonet attached to it, meaning that not only can you shoot people from mid to slightly long range, but if you get up close enough you can actually rev the chainsaw and use it to slice your enemies in half, giving you an instant kill. The campaign mode is as linear as it gets, and you could complete the single player story in under 7 hours or less if you're quick enough. The controls of the game are very solid. It plays quite similar to a first person shooter, where the left analog stick controls your movement and the right analog stick allows you to look around. The left trigger aims and the right trigger fires your weapon. The D-pad is used to cycle through your weapons, and there is one mechanic that this game has essentially pioneered, and that is the cover system. It is a near vital tool in the game, and almost every wall, rock, car or knee-high structure can be used for it. You're able to peek out of your cover and fire your weapon while manually aiming, or you can stay behind cover and blind fire your opponents by just simply holding the right trigger. It's less accurate, but it makes you much less of an easy target. The game has 2 modes, the main campaign and the multiplayer. In multiplayer, there is the option to play locally with a friend, via split screen, or from the same network, via LAN. But there is also its signature online multiplayer mode, and this is where the game truly shines. In multiplayer, there are various different match types, and they are Warzone, which is a 4v4 match in which the last team standing wins. Whenever a player is down, he can bleed out and die, and must be revived by another player. There is no respawn, the game ends when all members of one team is dead. Execution mode is pretty much the exact same as Warzone, with one difference. When a player is down but not out, he is able to revive himself, and his opponent must kill him from close range. This makes it more of a challenge, especially for players who prefer to use a sniper rifle. In Assassination Mode, each team is assigned a leader, and the objective is to basically kill the other team's leader to win. The rules regarding weapons is that a player cannot pick a weapon up unless their leader has picked it up. So for example, in Assassination Mode, if you see a weapon such as the long shot lying on the ground in one of the maps, you cannot pick that weapon up unless your leader has picked up the long shot rifle. Only then does the long shot rifle become unlocked and you can use it throughout the rest of the match. And then there is Annex Mode, which is similar to a type of King of the Hill game mode. The objective is to run to and capture a control point on the map represented by a circle depending on what team is in control, be it red for the Locust team or blue for the Cog. The team who has the most cumulative seconds of control points captured is the winner. The PC version did have a King of the Hill mode, where the only difference between that and Annex was that you could not leave the capture points border, otherwise it would resort to neutral. This mode was eventually added to Gears of War 2, along with the 3 maps that were once exclusive to the PC version. The existence of the 0.5 second bullet lag is still there, host advantage is still there, and if there's anything that I have not missed, it's these two.
Oh, it wouldn't be the same without the itty bitty bullet lag, in fairness. You know what, I have embraced it.
The game sounds incredible, the guns sound authentic, that epic popping sound of a headshot is so good to hear.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh! Oh! Fuck!
The music is amazing, so there's really not that much to say about the sound, as sound in games is not really something that I pride myself in listening out for, unless it stands out. Now, onto the graphics. Nowadays, the graphics still look pretty good for a game that was released nearly 10 years ago. The facial animations look amazing, and the lighting effects still look as good as ever. Even in comparison shots between this game and the Ultimate Edition, the original still holds up, it still looks just as good. Despite it being released in 2006, it still looks amazing, even in 2015. Overall, the game has aged pretty well for me, and it is amazing that the Ultimate Edition makes it look even better. I played this game for the first time in 4 years, and I still find it one of the most intense online experiences ever. The only thing I have not been able to get used to again is the slight bullet lag and the host advantage. It's still there, and hopefully it doesn't carry over to the Ultimate Edition. If I had to give this game a score in 2006, I would have gave it a solid 10 out of 10 for the multiplayer experience alone. It was the best fun I ever had on Xbox Live, and it's sad that I don't really get to experience it as much anymore, but a score for it nowadays, I would have to give it an 8 out of 10, based on playing it recently. It's still fun to this day, but it is much more fun with friends. If you have 2 or more friends on Xbox Live, you need to convince them to get the Ultimate Edition. And if you're still on the fence about the franchise, you're in luck, as between August and December of 2015, not only do you get the Ultimate Edition, but the Ultimate Edition will also come packaged with 4 digital copies of every single Gears of War game that has come out before it. That includes the original Gears of War, Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3 and Gears of War Judgment, all for no extra cost, and they are playable on the Xbox One via backwards compatibility. This is the best collection I will have ever came across since the Master Chief Collection on the Xbox One. And that's all I have to say about it, really. Thanks so much for watching this very rare episode of Classix Review. This has been Gamerboy talking here on Classix Review on Gamerboy Gaming, where I play the games that you need to have. Thanks very much, and I will see you on another video. Cheerio.